I watched a clip of Logan Paul wrestling on YouTube.
Yes. Okay.
Fucking hell, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's really good, isn't he?
I just remember thinking he's got no right to be that good. He looks
It's
like a
more
proper,
like-
like he's been doing it all his life.
I mean, obviously, like, if you are in that position, you are a person who would be blocking out everything, planning the moves and stuff. But he's still better than most of the wrestlers on the deck, and it's
A lot of high risk maneuvers as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's really putting his body through it. So they're certainly getting their pound of flesh. Him being a bit of a high flyer and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just astonishing. And like, as an old fuddy-duddy and a person who's adopted wrestling quite late anyway, I'm sort of looking at it and sort of going, well, that must be quite annoying because like you're told constantly that if you haven't done your doggies, if you haven't like wrestled in your South America, your Central America, if you've not wrestled in Europe, if you've not wrestled in Japan, and you shouldn't be on WrestleMania, you shouldn't be doing this stuff because you're not good enough, because you don't have the ring smarts, you can't put together a show and build it and make it look dramatic and stuff. You can't build a show properly, you can't build a match. But he's just come in, and obviously that match building stuff he doesn't really do because it's all kind of planned out for him. But fuck me, like, he's brilliant, and he's such a good heel, and he's such a shitbag, and his facials are good. He's just fucking brilliant, and he looks the part as well.
He does look the part. I think he had a reasonably impressive high school football career. I think.
And he was a big muscle guy, wasn't he?
He got injured, and obviously did a bit of boxing with the whole YouTube boxing thing as well. And that's interesting. You make that point about doing the hard yards kind of thing, because that kind of applies to a lot of different entertainment disciplines, right? So I've got a couple of friends who are reasonably successful in theatre, right? So if they're not doing some kind of West End thing, they'll be doing a travelling theatre production, and they're talented, right? So they act and they sing and they dance, and they've spent years and years doing that, but what can happen, and what has happened to a friend of mine a couple of times now, is that they'll be up for a big role, and it'll be, a lead role in a big household name West End musical or whatever, and they'll miss out because fucking Chris Moyles wants to do it, or some big name who wants to dip their toe in, and then the production companies, I suppose, are seduced by the idea that actually if there's a big name to put on the poster, it means more people are going to go. Yeah. And you can absolutely, and so it's frustrating, and I totally am sympathetic to it, but it's absolutely obvious why they want Logan Paul to do stuff, because he's got about fucking 40 million YouTube subscribers, and to a younger generation, he's one of the most famous people in the world. So the fact that he wants to do WWE is a massive godsend to them.
Massively, yeah, and pound for pound, they're probably getting him cheaper. A couple of million probably is better money. That, like, why? I mean, if you're going to spend money, why would you spend it on, I don't know, Rey Mysterio over him? Like, I mean, I love Rey Mysterio, and he's so important. He's been there for a million years, but like he's not going to be as big a draw as Logan Paul for new viewers, and it's sad, and it's annoying, and it's upsetting, but as a business, like, you've got to look to that sort of thing, and that's why next week Chris Miles is doing this show instead of me.
But if we had an opportunity to make a podcast with someone really famous, we wouldn't be like, oh, well, you've not done any hospital radio. we wouldn't say that. We'd say, okay, exactly, can they do it? Yeah. And is it going to be good? And is the idea good? And all the rest of it? And we would probably work with them for all the obvious reasons that, that's just what life is like. If people are successful or famous or whatever, they're generally, despite people wanting to be bitter about it, they're generally successful and famous for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like there was when Jake Paul, obviously Logan Paul's brother, fought Tommy Fury, Logan Paul was at ringside, and he basically was interviewed between rounds and stuff. And he was completely in WWE mode. Like, I don't know how much boxing you watch, but like, there'll be famous other boxers at ringside watching the fights, and they'll interview them, and they'll just be like boxers, right? They'll be like, well, what he needs to do is he needs to lean into his punches a bit more. He needs to get on the end of his jab. All that boring technical shit. When they came to Logan Paul, he just stood up, grabbed the microphone, and screamed, "The whole Fury family a bitch," like that. And it was like. That's what he's doing. Like, that's what he's all about, and so that's why people want it, I suppose. I mean, I suppose there's boxing purists out there who go to York Hall and Bethnal Green every week, probably disgusted by it because they think boxing is the sweet science and all the rest of it. And there's a place for them as well. But the whole world is entertainment these days, and that's just how it is.
I'm very much enjoying the idea of the term sweet science.
That's what they call it.
It's delicious.
Boxing is the sweet science.
The sweet science.
Have you not heard that before, honestly?
No, never heard that before.
There you go. You've learned something
today,
Peter.
That was a bit dirty.